I think what most people don't understand is your body's a machine. You can make it do anything you want. You can be in fight shape. You can be in couch potato shape. You can be in marathon shape. You can do anything you want with it. And it's a wonderful, perfect machine. And if you care for it, it literally lasts 100 years. Yeah. Most of us just don't care for it.
All right, it is Q1 of 2024. That means new goals, more growth, and upgrading your day-to-day workflow. That's why I want to talk to you today about the HubSpot Sales Hub. This thing is basically an all-in-one platform to help you get out of that muck of scheduling everything manually, digging through data, tracking down leads, probably not following up with things. Sales Hub will flip everything on its head. This thing's an easy-to-use suite of powerful tools. It's going to help you convert contacts into customers quicker, accelerate sales with smart sequences, manage deals with simple and powerful tools, and help you forecast a lot smarter. It actually uses this new AI-powered app called ChatSpot. It combines ChatGPT with HubSpot's smart CRM. Basically, you can ask this thing to create more revenue for you and deliver it as well. So you can ask it to track down contacts, competitors, summarize sales, and actually draft emails for you. So now's the time to close more deals and get on track. Make Q1 your best yet. Explore the new HubSpot Sales Hub and AI tools like ChatSpot at HubSpot.com/sales. Frank, dude, we're here. It's such an honor to have you, man. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, it's great to be here.
Yeah, man. So I got to throw it back to a few weeks back. We were hanging out on some yacht thing, San Diego Bay, local mastermind. Saw you there. I know I've met you before, but I got to shout out our buddy Brad Costanzo for hooking this up and making it happen too. And man, it was just laughs and good vibes from the start, man. It was a fun conversation with you.
I loved it. Yeah, and you can't go ride. I mean, come on, yacht on the bay. You can't go kind of wrong with the vibe.
Not at all.
I didn't see the aliens. I met some good people, and I had a really good time. And then, hanging out was nice.
I was waiting for you to say the A word, man. I was reeling you in, and I
love how weirded out people are by it, and it runs the gamut because I'm a firm believer. But also because I study nature.
Yeah.
I'm like a nature nerd. I don't watch sports. I watch nature because that's how I learned to fight really well. And if you look at the octopus, if you look at cephalopods, if you look at all these different creatures roaming around in places we're not hanging out, they're aliens. So
totally,
take what you want from it. Are they building aircraft and flying around? I don't know, but those animals are straight aliens. So that's my true belief. And if they're there, there's plenty more where they came from.
And they're smart, man. Especially this octopus. Yeah. And
it's crazy. Yeah. Do you think about it? I can't eat octopus because they're too smart.
Dude, I thought the same.
That's not right. That's not right. Yeah.
It ain't right when something's as smart or smarter than us, maybe. It doesn't feel good.
The aliens are looking down and going, that's not a good direction.
Check. Not Frank, not Joe. All right. So, damn. Well, I gotta dive right into the animal thing, man. Like, so you observe animals in nature. So, like, why is that? Is it like a sense of calm? But obviously, you're learning. But tell me about that.
Yeah, it came as a sense of calm, in that it was actually my stepdad Joe's kind of calming visual. He had been at Vietnam. He had a real bad mental experience. And so he was always looking for ways to chill out, music, headphones. Nature was one of his ways. And because we didn't have a TV, it was boxing sometimes or nature shows. And so I'd go and I'd massage his feet. He'd take a nap and I'd watch nature shows. And I felt that calm, that vibe, that thing. And I'm like, I get it. This is actually really nice. And now I carry it on. Yeah. So instead of turning on, football, I'm watching, tigers develop and they're studying their structure. And then when I got into fighting, I realized people didn't really know how to fight, but animals did. And they've been doing it forever. And so I started studying animals. A lot of the other martial arts styles do and have and emulate, but I started looking at the biomechanics of animals and seeing where is our biomechanics similar? Where are there, circles and games, and where can we add their knowledge into what's growing here with our animal.
Yeah.
So in that way, the knowledge was, incredibly helpful. In fact, one of our whole positions is cat fighting. Cat
Catfight.
fighting is on your back when
Yeah.
someone's standing above you and you can't get him off you. It's cat fighting. There's a whole
True that.
game, there's a system, there's a theory, there's a process that we've developed because we studied cats, we studied the problem, and we realized, wait a minute, these guys are excelling from this position.
They're nimble. That makes a lot of sense. I mean,
It's
a lot
crazy.
of some of the videos I've seen of you, man. I
Yeah,
mean, yeah, on your back, but that's where you excel, right? And then
yeah, yeah. And if you
yeah.
watch fighting, you'll see the moves. So it's the same. It's so in that way, it was helpful.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
like what are some other action like some things I'm just thinking of maybe the non-fighters that are listening, watching, but even the fighters too. What other animal characteristics like the cat thing? That makes a lot of sense. Like on your
Yeah,
back.
cat, monkey.
Uh-huh.
Monkey's huge because monkey has the ability to roll inside of himself,
Okay. Yeah.
to forward to front roll and create a ton of energy. So if you tried to jump on that, you would roll off with that energy. And so the monkey roll is powerful because it completely reverses all of the balance and control and all the structure that has been built, and that's what monkeys do. They get chased down. They're like, They just roll and capture the person behind them, wrap them up, and then everything moves forward with that energy. And so
Okay.
I studied that and I was like, well, monkey roll, built a whole system, game, theology. You'll see it
Wow.
in my fights. I go there and I'm not scared. I know the game. I know
Uh-huh.
what happens, the positions, the mechanics. I know where I'm weak, strong, because I studied it myself, animals, practiced it, and now we
Wow.
go. Yeah,
And
yeah. And then people
and
go, "Oh, that's crazy." I'm like, "Nah, it's a monkey roll.
it's
Check out this video." And they're like, "No, that's even crazier."
you're like, yeah, and it works.
It totally works. Yeah, it totally works. So good.
Is there
Yeah.
something like for the folk? Because I looked up, I had no clue you had this, but for dummies, what you wrote
Yeah.
the
Nope,
mixed martial
dummies.
arts for dummies, yeah, right?
Yeah. MMA for dummies. Yeah.
MMA
Yeah. Wiley called me one day and they're like, "Listen, you're the guy." I'm like, "I am
yeah,
kind of the guy." And they're like, "We want you to write the book." And so, yeah, so I did. And the challenge in that is really part of my challenge in studying fighting was simplifying all this knowledge
hmm
and creating systems, processes, games like we talked about, monkey cat, bringing it down to such a simple form that we could all play with it and have fun, and it wasn't so stressful as someone trying to bash your head in. Like that
hmm
stuff is traumatizing, but it was in that exploration, I think, of turning things fun, making games, understanding the difference and the end need, which was to get the knowledge.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I'm just thinking when someone's wanting to learn fighting or even self defense or whatever, myself included, it's like you get in your head, right?
Oh
And
yeah.
it's probably not a head game. So I mean, obviously, yes, there is that too. But like, where would I'm just thinking now? I'm curious on this, like on the beginner's side of things. Where would someone who are relating to systems processes, like I don't know the perfect question, but like, where do you start as someone who wants to get into
MMA
this?
for dummies.
Yeah, yeah.
It starts there, then it goes to Google, and then you show up at your local martial arts class,
All
and then you
right.
find the stuff you like to do, because it really is a personal development of your whole body. And I thought, because this is how it was laid out to me in martial culture and an explanation,
Yeah.
we were trying to find the perfect fighting style and create a system that would solve the problem. It's
hmm
science, right? We're all
Predictable, right?
well,
Yeah.
scientists.
Yeah. We're so
Uh,
smart.
and then I came into a culture where you don't share information. We don't know why it works. This was from a different, we don't understand biomechanics, like all these different things that weren't what we needed. And so it was really hard to get the information because it was a culture where you don't ask questions. It was,
Mm.
all these different mechanics that were in the way of, okay, listen, I just need some data here, buddy.
Yeah.
Just need some help. Um, but I think what most people don't understand is your body's a machine. You can make it do anything you want. You can be in fight shape. You can be in couch potato shape. You can be in marathon shape.
Yeah.
You can do anything you want with it, and it's a wonderful, perfect machine. And if you care for it literally lasts 100 years.
Oh yeah.
And
And
most of us just don't care for it, and then it lasts about 73 years.
On average, you nailed it. Yeah, I'm like, I just saw that stat the other day.
Because that's what happens. That's where we're at. And so, yeah, it's beauty of martial arts is it's each day you're looking at it, understanding it, studying it, talking to somebody about it, studying your body. Look at, if you're looking at nature, crazy like me, you participate in all these things that help heal you.
Yeah.
Keep strong.
It is, and the fact that you're studying, but you're also sharing, because I know, with the Warriors Code that you're doing with, different business folks, executives, whatever, like you're able to, and obviously writing that book too, put it in a way that's probably clarifies in your brain too, right? Like why all this stuff works, and how to pass it on.
Yeah. Well, you hit it on the head because it was so hard to get the information, then to practice it, then to go perform it live when nobody really knew what the information was. So imagine you're like, all right, your team is like, all right, we're going to war. It's life or death. We're not sure if it works or not.
Good luck. Yeah.
We're not exactly sure, but theoretically, it should work. And, that's what I tell like law enforcement communities when I speak in their community. I'm like, guys, that's a terrible feeling. Like you can't send people out there like that. I don't want to go out like that. That was horrible to experience that psychologically and know that nobody knew. And it was like, I was going to figure it out in real time. I'm like, dude, that's way too much stress. By the way, that's what our law enforcement officers go through daily.
Yep.
They're dealing with it in real time, underprepared with it's just so unfortunate. But yeah, can you imagine that? You go to work, you have no idea what's going on. It's life or death.
Oh my God, every day. Like it's just a ball of anxiety and uncertainty. We all want that, right? Hell no. Jeez.
Yeah. But it goes to the development of psychology, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the stuff that makes you, really strong mentally, because you either break or you carry on. And then you develop all the tools. And that's really what's in the code is all the tools, how to survive and perform and move around at this incredibly high level without dying, breaking, losing your health, losing your mind, losing your family,
giving
all
up.
the stuff. Yeah. So that's where I see the value in both teaching the Warriors Code and then living it. I mean, I live it every day. Wake up every day, program my life, meditate, visualize, go do my thing. And I mean, I made it this far.
Well, I was gonna say, man, because I know a few other guys in MMA. I got close with Martin Campman, was a buddy of mine for a while. I got to show this. I've never showed it off. My sister actually made this years ago. And,
let me see.
It's you see that?
That is awesome.
Yeah. I don't think he's even seen it, so I got to send it. Like this will be sent to him.
Yeah.
But I just remember, like, I got to sit front row at one of these. At his match, he ended up getting beat up pretty good, unfortunately. But just pure respect for the sport. Like, first of all, I'm like, how the hell did I get front row right by all the bloody rags on my feet?
Blood splashing on you.
Literally right there. I'm like, holy shit, not my... But super grateful. And I'm just thinking of, I mean, there's so many questions here, angles, but I think of mindset that goes into that warrior, the octagon, but really any octagon or ring of life, anyone listening,
It's anything of high performance. It's easy to perform low. Like it's easy to just chill and not do anything. You don't need to prepare for that. You just roll in. Hey, what's up, team? It's just got to be a nice guy. Be fun. Interesting to be around. But if you really want stuff done, it's a whole different thing.
For sure.
And it's about execution and process and systems and that is a journey in and of itself. But I don't recommend fighting and learning that stuff. Do that in business, do that in school, do that, group settings. You don't want to learn that stuff under that type of pressure. Because then you really need to develop, a really advanced, self-care and mind development. And, you really got to go to the next level of sort of mind, body, spirit care.
Yeah, man. And that's where I want to go to that really quick because I'm big on all the mind, meditation, all that breath work. I got a whole bunch of habits myself, but I look at you, when we're hanging out, I'm like, dude's in shape. You might, I don't know if you're as bulked as back in the day, but it doesn't matter. You're fit as hell.
Yeah.
You're here. You're happy. Like you're always smiling, cutting jokes everywhere. Yeah. So you're obviously doing something right, dude. So walk
Yeah.
me through, like, I don't know, your top, I'm sure you got a bunch of stuff, like top three, I don't know, actual things that make you, that you feel like can also create like this rock solid leader ultimately in life, and a warrior, however you want to show up as that
Sure.
warrior.
Mine, super simple, not rocket science. I wake up each day and I decide, plan, and go get what I need for my mind, body, and spirit every day. So every day I need to work out. I need to eat good. I need to stretch. I need to be in the sunshine. I need to have all that stuff. Or guess what? I don't feel good, and no, neither does anybody else. No other
True.
human feels good unless they do all that stuff. And if you do, you feel amazing, and you have a twofold energy and mental capacities. And most people skip right over that every day,
Yeah.
right? And
I
they
feel
try to
like when
practice on the weekend. They try to it's a makeup. I didn't have. I should do this.
uh
It's every day because this is a machine to carry you on your journey. What kind of car you want to drive? I want to drive a Lamborghini. I want to look amazing. Even if I fall over dead tomorrow, I want to just look at maybe like, look at me, look great. Look at
you
him.
look good.
Look,
You did
look
it right.
smiling. Look at that. Look at it.
Pearly white. That's right.
Right? So the body care, and this is where everyone skips. The whole society. 72. What? That's ridiculous.
It
I
is.
mean, the president of Zambia lived to 99, 98. That
With
doesn't
all
make
the
any
stress
sense.
of being a president.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and in a third world country, it doesn't make any sense. We're dying like this. These are all diseases we've created from inactivity and attention to our body. Cancer, all these things, 20, 30 years it takes. And we're just putting the time in to build it, not to avoid it. And then
Yeah.
we treat it instead of avoiding it. And we do all this stupid stuff and we know it and we just ignore it. But if you woke up every day and you invested,
Oh, yeah.
everything would change. That's just the body. And then you go to your mind, which controls all things. So each day, and then what do I need to develop for my mind today?
Yeah.
And that meditation, visualization, I have to learn stuff. I got to understand things. I got to put that into motion so my machine is working. And I go, that's super interesting. I wonder how we can solve this problem. And the only way to do that is to keep feeding that mechanic, whatever it is. I've studied religion for 10 years. It fascinated me.
Oh, yeah.
But now I understand them all different cultures and different beliefs and different, social commitments. And I understand people because I'm like, bro, I read your Bible. Like, I get it.
Yeah.
I understand how you feel that way. And this is how I feel. And now it's like, hey, like, that's cool. Instead of like, oh, yours is weird. Mine's weird. And it's like, it's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
So if I feed this and I don't let it get gummed up and stuck in a rut or, not growing, then my mind, I know, will guide the body. The way we go. And then each day I will focus on my spirit. And spirit for me is family and love and sharing and community and faith and that whole interaction of humanity. Because why else are we here?
Yeah.
And why else are we here? Right?
Yeah.
And if you believe in God, why would God create me and give me the skill to kill every human being on the planet? But he just sends me around to help people. Like, how does that make any sense?
That's true. Good point.
What kind of madness is that? But the truth is, I just want to love and help people. And by the way, I could literally kill most human beings, snap my finger.
Yeah.
And we're all like that. We all have this wonderful passion and ability, but we're just not mind, body, spirit. If you hit it every day and do nothing else, but put in 5 minutes, each day. You have to do it in a row. I mean, space it out, whatever. For me, it's a morning thing. Wake up. I come to, I go, oh, we're alive. Yes. Yes. Made it. Do a body assessment. And what's going on? How we doing? And then I go right into, how do I feel? What's going on in the brain? What were my dreams? Let's clear that out. Let's get a visual. What do I need for my mind today? And it's like, planning. Yeah, I got to get my work done. I got to get that stuff out of the way so I can go play. I got to get, to get these mechanics taken care of so I can go screw around. And then, the rest of it is what do I need for my mind? Fill it, challenge it, play with it, learn stuff. Yeah. But if you just, I mean, it's a little bit every day, you know, and most people just wait too long and they try to make it up.
That's a good point. Yeah, they're playing catch up. They ain't just figuring
It
something
doesn't work.
out that's kind of
It doesn't work.
simple.
When you're sore and you're tired, you it doesn't mean no,
Uh-huh.
just a tiny bit. And the studies say, I mean, it's nominal how much you do.
Yeah, it's
So,
true.
the 90 plus study basically said you could just kind of do a tiny bit of stuff and not worry about it, and you'll live to be 90 plus and be just fine.
And I've been hearing even neurologists talking about it's more visualization than anything.
It's your brain staying active. And then the other side of that is, hey, if you're not feeding your brain or the right nutrients, if you're not feeding that into your body, it's not going to be it's slowly going to degrade and not be its best, especially if you try to push it and ask it to do things and function quickly. Nope.
Good luck. Yeah. 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 Well, dude, like you mentioned play, and it's like it comes across. I think anyone watching is going to see that Frank Shamrock is all about play
Yeah,
and
we
and
play.
fun. Yeah,
Yeah.
tell me, like, because I think now more than ever, I feel like we're in a culture. I don't know if it's all the stuff that's happened. Let's say the handful of years,
Yeah.
whatever other external factors, but it's like I feel like everyone's so fucking serious now, and there's and maybe it's a disconnection. It could be a whole bunch of factors,
Yeah.
but yeah, what's your thought around play?
Well, I mean, humans are made to play. Like if look, watch animals.
Yeah.
Animals play. Birds, cats, everybody's playing because it's a social interplay that builds stuff. And when you're playing, you're relaxed and you're comfortable and you're having fun. And the secret to really good fighting is to make it fun and relaxed and comfortable, even though it's the most scary thing in the world.
And you're
And
laughing
when
the
you,
whole time, like even Tito, and Tito
yeah,
Ortiz, you're
yeah. And
smiling,
when you
laughing.
can do that, then it becomes a joyous experience. And then your training and preparation just carry you through whatever it is. But everybody, when they play, relaxes and enjoys and shares more. And so, like, if you look at my fighting system, Shamrock MMA, we got games for everything because it was only when we could find the real core need. And, because like the leg game, attacking someone's leg and breaking someone's leg is possible when you get twice as strong as them. You get two legs on one. Then you can physically, mechanically break someone's leg. Until
sense.
then, it's quite the challenge because a leg is as strong as another leg.
Yeah.
So leg equals leg. You need to be twice as strong if you ever want to be in a position to break it. It's as big as a baseball bat. So the problem is the minute you touch someone's foot, all they can think about is, oh my God, he's going to break my leg. And so they go crazy and they forget all about the leg position and all the mechanics that make the leg break. And so we took that and made it into a game, the leg game. What's it really about? Getting into the leg position, nothing else. No holds, no danger. So it's a silly, fun game that trains the most important thing. The only thing that matters is in that whole thing is position. If that person doesn't have position, they just physically can't break your leg. It's impossible. It's an impossibility. So if you win the game, it's impossible. Like, oh, well, that's technically impossible.
Yeah.
But everybody's at the end. They're going to break my foot. They're going to break my foot. They're not over here at the solution. If I never got there, they would never break my foot. So why don't I just never get there?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I play a game where getting there is fun and interactive, and I understand everything about getting there or not. And that was just the mindset I brought. And everyone's like, what are you talking about? That's crazy. And I'm like, no, I think it's right. I think that's what we should be doing, playing and learning this super serious thing in a way we can develop very, very quickly because it's life or death team, and I'm putting the risk out there.
So it feels like, you use your smarts, your seriousness to really figure out what is the one core thing that you should be focusing on, and then play like a crazy man around that thing and get really good. Yeah.
And what do we do in business? We've got a crazy, fun idea. Team, come over here. Look at this. What? That's crazy. And you're like, no. And you get everybody fired up and use their skills, their brains, their knowledge, their network, the fun, and we all have fun with it.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's a great play session, and sometimes we all go, oh man, didn't work out. That's why I said let's play at something else, because in my opinion, business should be the same. Yeah, it's serious and it's money, but you should be doing business with your friends. You should be doing business with people you want to hang out with, because those are your people, and
What else you got, right? At the
out
end
of
of
your
the day,
boats.
it's them or the aliens. You pick. Maybe both.
Not yet. But when they come, we'll be in front because they're going to be like, listen, these guys were believing.
See, we're putting it out there so that we're saving ourselves here. And
I'll get a DM in my inbox. So you'll be like, Frank, we need to talk.
For sure. Me too.
Oh,
Season
no,
assist.
the aliens.
Hey, I just want to pause this episode really fast and shout out a podcast that's also on the HubSpot Podcast Network, the audio destination for business professionals. This one's a podcast that's hosted by someone I've followed for years. The name is Donald Miller. He has the whole Story brand book and all the different stuff online. He hosts the podcast called Business Made Simple. The premise is to basically take the mystery out of growing your business. And he recently had on, one of the other guys I follow is Alex Hermosi. And right at the beginning of the year, they're talking about facing uncertainty in your business. And Alex and Donald, they talk about different ways, 4 different ways to basically shore up your business to ride the uncertain times that inherently are the ones we're living in 2024. So make sure to go check that out. Go listen to Business Made Simple, that episode with Alex Hermosi, but also the other ones, wherever you get your podcasts. Are you tired of the hassle of building online sales funnels? I get it. And you started your business for freedom and not to be chained to your laptop all day long. And thankfully, there is an all-in-one platform that makes this process super easy so you can start attracting customers online. It's a tool called Kartra, and it has every tool you need to grow. So every Kartra account comes stocked with a bunch of done-for-you campaigns that are designed, connected, and written for you. All you gotta do is customize them to your liking, and you can launch a fully built sales funnel in minutes. So make marketing easy on yourself. Visit www.hustleandflowchart.com/Kartra and snag a free 30-day trial of Kartra. And again, that's hustleandflowchart.com/KARTRA. I want to give people a little snapshot of your before fighting and before you were even Frank Shamrock. You wasn't all happy days, I'm sure, but maybe you did have this deep inside, this play feel. But take me back, because I know there's a lot of adversity. You had to go through a bunch of stuff to even make it to the point where people knew who you were and are. So
yeah, I think it sounds comical, but it's actually science. I think I was emotionally stunted as a child. And so I think I'm probably 8 years old secretly. Everyone else is 12 or 16, I don't know how old you feel at your age.
It's probably older than 8. Yeah.
Yeah. My best friend was just, she's 65. She's like, yeah, I still feel like I'm 12, 13, because you still feel that way inside, regardless of how far it goes. Yeah. I feel like I'm 8,
That's a good frame, man. I've never thought of that. But I'm like, yeah,
I'm 8.
I'm probably more 11-ish, too old. Man, I wish I were more 8.
But you know how when you're 8, you get in fights with your best friends, it's just, things are just, because you haven't really developed yet. Yeah. So that process has been a lot for me to develop. It's been now 15 years and I've been like, wow, I guess I am different.
So you probably realize that well beyond.
Yeah. And I'd see, when I was a kid, I saw a million psychiatrists and psychologists. I had real emotional issues and we couldn't figure out why. We finally figured out why. I was being locked in closets and abused, and I was living in a really abusive environment. Mm-hmm. And I think I was really smart, and probably really energetic, and probably really positive. And I think all of that kind of made me do bad things and explode and feel really uncomfortable. Yeah. And so I left home when I was 11 for the first time for throwing rocks at a train. Felony, state of California, don't do it. And then, the first time I went to juvenile hall, met with kids and kind of got an understanding that it was all broken. And I made up my mind, I'm going to leave. My 8-year-old brain, I was like, we're out. Here we go, team.
I got this.
Come on. Yeah. I actually did run away from the crisis center with a girl and another guy. Okay. And it was literally one of those moments because they were like, I'm kind of scared and I don't know what to do. And I was like, no, we got this. Come on, guys.
Yeah. They need a leader. That was you. Well,
oh man,
you weren't feeling safe. That's the human core need.
Yeah. And that's the other thing that I really I was just consulting this, law enforcement community, and I was like, people want to feel safe,
Yep.
and either you provide it or we provide it. You know what I mean? We seek it out, and I was like, there's such a value and a comfort and feeling safe. I walked around. I'm never like, oh, this is sketchy. Like if it's sketchy, I'm across the street and I'll worry about it. But I'm never like, I don't, I don't feel safe here physically.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna kill that guy. Here's what I'll do. I'm biomechanic. And brains, doing the
Matrix is
thing.
going. Yep.
I've already worked it out.
Uh-huh.
But we're talking about mindset and being a leader and putting yourself in that position, and it's really stressful. I mean, if you don't have that safety feeling, if you don't have that, if I'm walking to work and I'm terrified all the way to work, and then I walk in, I'm like, all right, team leadership. It doesn't
Good
work
luck.
like that. You're coming with all those feelings, and it's transferable, and so what I was trying to tell them, I was like, it's martial arts, guys. It's for you, for them, like for all of us. It's what you need is martial arts. What they need is martial arts. So I was like, we should pull everyone together and be like, hey, team, what do you think about martial?
Seriously.
So I was literally trying to get this because they're like, no, the public's against us. And everybody's got their side. And I'm like, that's not it. I'm saying we all need the same thing. Why don't we just figure out a way to have the conversation and start doing it? And then I got to feel it work itself out by the time we're halfway through.
100%. And that's where, love your shirt, by the way. I saw some SD Rock in there. Go Pods. Yeah, it was like the mastermind I met, Martin Campman, just throwing it back to him really quick, was an entrepreneur like mastermind thing where he was showing other people martial art, MMA moves and self-defense, and it was play. It was all play.
Mm-hmm.
And it was exactly that. Like, everybody, let's move some, learn some simple things, what we got to know about our bodies first, about others. But I was like, this is like the best way to learn and build confidence, your mindset. You're obviously learning from someone who knows his shit or her shit. Like, so I think it's an incredible approach, what you're doing. And for law enforcement, especially.
It's the best. And we use bare knuckle boxing as our medium for the warriors.
Wow.
That's nothing but bare knuckle boxing. They're like this.
All right. You just go into it.
Yeah. Well, the reason why is it takes really detailed and close communication to do bare knuckle boxing with someone, because we're punching at each other. We're catching each other's punches. We're learning the proper range. We're understanding, position movement. And so literally someone is punching with a bare knuckle towards their faces. These are, CEOs, high level executives.
Well, but real kind of environment, right? Yeah.
That's real life, because you can't walk into a boardroom and just hit everybody with the right hand, because everybody's going to be pissed off about what you just did. You got to, work your way in there, throw some knowledge.
I'm already seeing the promo video of the Warriors Code. It's just a boardroom. Everybody's stiff and just.
It's so good. Yeah. Well, I can tell you where it's going for me is Google hired me and I wrote the program for them. I actually finished it for them, and then we launched it in Hong Kong. And then the end of it is they do bare knuckle. Two people come together and do a bare knuckle match.
Wow.
And so I never told them that they weren't going to actually fight each other. The whole time we're just leading up to it, and the assumption is, hey, we're getting all the mechanics and preparation. Everything's ready to do the thing. And at the end is the thing. And so when we finally get there,
awesome,
I'm like, these guys socking each other. This is not good. So we walked through it in a different way, and it became a visualization, all this different stuff. But I want to take that experience and put it into like the metaverse or something where you can have the experience with a colleague and get socked and be like, oh, wait a minute. Okay, yeah, you're right. That doesn't make sense. And then you guys can talk about that. Hey, man, I was going for your hand, but you kind of moved your hands out. Oh, yeah, that's right. Because that's where the exchange happens. It's wonderful when you do it live, because everyone is so terrified. Boy, they're right communicating.
I'm sure.
You good? Ready? You ready? Okay, here we go. Like, there's so.
Are you ready? Are you sure?
We're all team. It's so funny. But it instantly wiped all this stuff away, fear and, anxieties and, these people watching me and all this stuff. It's like, no, you need to focus or you're going to get punched in the grill.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to happen some way in life.
Right. And what happens when you walk into a boardroom and you get ambushed and you got to, explain the whole quarter? And, That's kind of what happens. That's the old right hand.
I mean, that's where it I feel like it comes around for anyone to be like, how the hell does this fighting thing relate to what I'm doing? I'm whatever doing, but it's it's literally facing adversity face on, head
That's it.
on, in the most terrifying, animalistic way that we can do as humans, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's
And
it. And all
man,
these skills of meditation, visualization, relaxation, of, stretching, body strength, all these skills I use for broadcasting,
hmm
acting,
yeah,
business. It's all because it's always the same process, huh? Big meeting, huh? Got to ask for $10 million, huh?
ooh,
Negative board, huh? We lost money on, yeah, okay, huh? All right. I know what to do. I know what needs to be done. What kind of state do I want to go in there? I'm spending 3 minutes of just complete visuals, meditation, wipe the board clean. I'm
mm,
visualizing every bullet line that I know needs to be said and swallowed and dealt with, and putting myself in a place of, complete calm and comfort.
yeah,
And then I walk in and do my thing. And the same thing if I were going live on CBS.
uh-huh.
They're counting it down over here, 30 seconds of television. I'm like, oh, good. Let's get focused. Let's get relaxed. Let's get the best, this machine can perform.
Right.
The body, the mind, let's get it ready and then let it go. Who knows what's going to happen?
So, man, I love it, and I'm just thinking of, all right, I got to take it to UFC, of course, and you are a legend of UFC, and it's incredible the fact that you were the first to get the middle which you say, I know, yeah, incredible, and you fought it off 4 times, I think it
Yep.
was, right, and retired as a champion, which that doesn't happen often.
No, nope.
So and this is all, I'm just thinking of the mindset, the fact that you're building yourself up and then retaining that, I feel like is so tough there. And then even the mindset that comes after that phase in your life, that era is done. Yeah, what are some specific things that stand out to you in that journey? It's almost like the build up, the not flat, but you're retaining, and obviously they're all coming for you. So,
Yeah.
and then the after fact, I feel like it's all a little different, but probably similar. But you tell me.
Yeah. I mean, it's similar. I came into the sport when it was in its massive decline. Like we just got kicked off a cable. So, I walked into a business that lost 90% of its, customers. I was like, hey guys, how we doing? And they're like, not so good, team.
Yeah,
Oops.
yeah, yeah. Not
Like
so good.
it's not good right now. So
Uh,
I came in and inherited a ton of, sort of problems.
yeah.
Uh, I got sold a business that didn't have any customers and needed an entire market change, a national education, and a rule set built in before it would then reacquire its customers. So I just
Uh,
happened to be the knucklehead who showed up at that time, and so it wasn't just that I was fighting. I was also talking to the cable networks. What do we need, guys? Come on, guys. We're like, how do we get in? I'm an athlete. Tell them a story. So I had all these different roles because the industry couldn't support what I needed. I needed a
yeah.
ton of money to fight and get out. This is dangerous and scary and terrifying. And um, I understood prize fighting. I understood the potentials. Um, and I'd seen what the sport had done before it got kicked off. So I went back, I read everything, read the history. I was like, wait a minute, people like this. They're just not allowed to like it right now until we change it a little bit. And then I bet you they like it again and everything will be fine.
Yeah.
And so I literally spent years trying to figure that out. What do they need? And not just from a rules and a commission and all that standpoint, but from a messaging standpoint. As a
Wow.
voice out there, like, hey, no, it's martial arts, it's community fitness, it's these other things, and we also compete professionally and show our, So I was trying to reframe it all the time because we were coming out of cage fighting and human cockfighting. I mean, just
Yep.
really bad visuals and words attached to what the sport was. I spent 5 years changing the message, and that in that time it grew to such a value, and the UFC couldn't support it. So I really retired to get out of my contract. It's the only way
hmm
out. Yeah, so I got out, broke contract, and then I was able to kind of reset all the pieces. So that's like round one. Then round two, which was the next 5 years, was kind of all that growth and necessary growth and me running around and figuring it out, starting different leagues, having different partners, doing different promotions. And then we got back on television, in the final 5 years. And so my career went 16 years. It really was broken up into three. The final 5, I made all the money and I started my league, and I helped develop and grow and guide the sport to a position where then I could really capitalize on it. And my biggest skill was I knew how it worked, and I had these still because I wasn't too old. So I was like, okay. I didn't make money round 1. I made a little money in round 2. And round 3, I think I could do it. Get out. Because this is the sport you get out of, hang out.
No, you don't. And the fact they were 16 years.
Like, yeah. By then I'm like 35. I'm like, oh, my back. What's it? Oh, good Lord.
Yeah. And obviously your brain's working well. But at the same time, I know there's some stuff you're involved in that I'm so curious about, like what happens after, but maybe that's.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Well, I can tell you for sure, for me, I finally did it, and I started the league, and then I was able to exit that, and then the broadcast thing, like all these different roles just kept, I'm like, yeah, I'll do them all, line them up, and then we had some consolidation in the industry, and UFC bought Strikeforce, and so then I was literally just paid to sit at home because I was the brand spokesman for Strikeforce. So when UFC they acquired my contracts. So for a couple of years, I was paid to stay at home, not say anything, don't talk to nobody.
That feels great. Yeah.
It was wonderful.
I mean,
I was like, this is the greatest thing ever. So but that's when I started realizing, like, hey man, there's some stuff wrong with me. And, I had pains, and I had sleep apnea, like a bunch of different physical issues that I wasn't even aware of because I was always trying to heal and catch up and prepare and be ready and perform. And so then I just spent time trying to heal myself, because when I woke up in the morning, I did the body check. I was like, oh, wait a minute, that's not good. Why is that crooked? And why is this hurt? And so, I spent years trying to fix my back, and then, I had issues in my upper cervical. Everything got smashed. I got thrown on my head a few times. So I just had to go through this kind of relearning and rebalancing. My body was built to fight, nothing else. I didn't walk, shop, hang out. I didn't, go to the movies. I fought, I trained, and then I rested. I didn't do other stuff. That's why I have 3 wives. They're not into that. They want to go out to dinner. They want to hang out. They want to shop. I'm like, nope. I'll be on the couch. Right here.
Man. Hey,
it's super focused, right? You guys, but that's how I was able to do it and still, perform at the highest level, and and heal and do all those things. And eventually that just ran out of youth.
Yeah, it happens. But shit, I mean, you obviously still have that 8-year-old smiling, laughing, having a damn good time, man.
I still feel like I'm 8, but I was like, wait a minute. Okay, maybe I am 40 years old.
All right, fine.
I had my coach, Eric Deuce, was my coach at Stanford when he was an assistant coach at Stanford. I never wrestled with Stanford, but I wrestled at Stanford with the Stanford wrestling team. And Eric, anyways, when he turned 40, I was, 27, like just killing everybody. And one day I get him in a leg lock or something. And he goes, whoa, 40, don't do that. And I go, what? He goes, 40, don't do that. I go, oh. So from that moment on, I couldn't put him in any holds or anything. He's like, nope. 40, don't do that. But I understood. I was like, hey, wait a minute. That actually makes a lot of sense. He's like, my joints will not do that.
Oh, man.
That's not good.
So what, I'm thinking of, well, you said a couple things because it's weird. Like, I'm almost 40 and I've had some pretty gnarly back injuries, poppy disc, doing stupid deadlifts. Yeah. Fixed myself though. Did all sorts of stuff to, bring open the spine, slip that thing back in there, feel great now. But
good.
There's a shit ton of people with back pains. And this is totally a side topic, but not really, because I feel like when you're in pain like that, everything goes to shit. I remember my mental state sucked. I was angry. Mm-hmm. I'm standing now, but I could stand, but I'd lock up. But what are some things that you learned through healing yourself? Because we're all dealing with ailments, but are there some things that just stand out that you're like, you got to do this?
You got to be able to balance your body and your spine. It's just and then your musculature. And if you don't, then you'll just slowly grow into whatever creature or structure you're
Yeah.
forming in, right?
True. So
Like, that's
spine
how it works.
first, and yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's literally how it works. So you'll grow into whatever that is. If you're not every day going align, structure, strengthen. Because as soon as you get old, everything starts to,
Yeah.
and so that's 40 on, by the way, that the entire machine goes and starts nosediving. So if you're not lifting, balancing, strengthening, elongating, then you're just shrinking, contracting, and bending.
Mhm.
And that's why you see people old. It's because they're not every day doing this. And at some point, they're stuck now in the new position, and that's their new structure.
The hunched
And so for
over,
me,
yeah.
and you see it growing over the years because every day they don't get up and go, is my spine erect, elongated? Am I balanced? Do I got strength?
Yeah.
How are we going to go? What are we doing today for the old machine? And because they would have noticed 30 years earlier when things starting to curl and got a little crooked, they'd have been like, wait, rebalance, restructure. What's going on here?
Yeah.
So that's where we don't think, because we're not doing it every day. But every day it should be, hey, this is the vehicle. There's no other,
No other option.
there's no other car. You can't lease money.
That'd be nice, but nope.
You can't buy them used. Like, you just get ones brand new.
Yeah. I mean, if that ain't a wake-up call for anyone listening, because I hear a lot of some of my friends who, even the healthy ones, but if there's a pain, and I know it's very easy to just slip into that rut and just like, oh, I can't move like I used to, or find some other excuse. It's like, ooh, there's always a way. And at least from my side, it was a lot of work, but there's a lot of consistency, simple stuff, consistent.
Yeah. It just takes, Western medicine is backwards.
Mm-hmm.
We treat problems because of symptoms, but we don't do anything about them or do anything corrective.
The root.
It's just backwards. Instead, we should just be like, all right, man, I don't want those problems. And that's the 5 that kills everybody. Why don't I just do these things that stops them? And like we said earlier, you don't do anything. You go walk for 10 minutes. Like, it's so simple to create vascular flow, blood flow, muscle flow. And most people do 0. And so those machines slowly break down. It takes about 20 years.
Yeah, for the breakdown.
And they're broken. And you got type 2 diabetes, and you got heart issues, and you got all these problems because 20 years earlier you needed to start breaking a sweat every day, stretching out, getting your spine right. Nobody teaches it. Nobody talks about it. And what are you doing? And everyone gets isolated in one area. Hey, it's about yoga and nothing else. And it's like, yeah, it's about some yoga, and it's about some muscular needs, and it's about some martial arts needs, and it's about some diet needs, and it's about these needs, because that's what the machine needs, nothing else, nobody else. Your machine, my machine, your machine's different than my machine. Your machine's special, one of a kind, one in, what is it, 7 billion? It's ridiculous.
At least.
Like, it's extraordinary. And all you got to do is care for it. It'll live 20 years longer, 25, 30 years longer, with just the tiniest bit of maintenance. Imagine if your car did that. You'd be so happy. You'd be like, wait a minute. I'll drive this car for 60 years. Not a problem.
I'm not going to call it a beater because it's not. I feel good in this thing.
You're like, this thing's it's 115 years old. I'm still driving.
You're damn right. I feel proud. I'm going to pull up to that mansion.
Oh, yeah, it's so good. But yeah, it's mindset, though. The Western mindset's not like that. Eastern is there, but then they lack nutrients and other things. And so, but the collective knowledge, we got it. It's all there. AI's got it. Ask them. They'll tell you what we need to do.
Yeah. Prime it with the right inputs, and then boom, you got a
whole. What do I need to live to be 100? Hello. Follow the course. Not that hard. Most people do nothing.
That's it. Man, I don't think a better way to honestly wrap it up here, because that's a pretty big exclamation point on like, get yourself right, because then you'll show up great and you will be a legend in whatever you choose to be in.
Crush it. Or you'll fail miserably like I did and just smile and laugh and be like, sorry, team, let's try something else.
That's a superpower, man.
Yeah.
Frank, you're a badass, bro, and it's been
Thanks,
fun
brother.
getting to know you even more. Hope to see you again, cruising around San Diego somewhere. I'm sure we will.
Heck yeah. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, dude. Give me the download of where people should go reach out. I know we mentioned the Warriors Code. Is
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
some? Yeah.
I am at Frank Shamrock everywhere and at frankshamrock.com. Hit me up, social media, website, whatever. I'm always out and about, mainly at the beach.
As you should be. Get on those boards, man.
I got a lot of catching up to do. That's one of the things I'm like, man, that was a dumb move.
Hey, me too, man. I grew up in San Diego, and
I could have asked the greatest, like one of the greatest surfers on the planet. I go, bro, can you give me some tips? Like I could have been like right from the source, and I'm like, nah, I won't need that. Who needs that?
I mean, what you helped train BJ Penn as well, right? So he's out in Hawaii, I think.
Yeah, I mean, he could have taught me. Anybody could have taught me. It's just,
exactly. Yeah.
No.
Well,
lesson learned.
You got that extra 20 years plus, so you're all good, man. So don't sweat it.
I love it.
All right, brother. It was a pleasure. Thank you very much, man.
Yeah, my pleasure. Have a good one, brother.
You too.